Good Saturday morning, comic book family. Welcome to the Crazy House. Welcome to Crazy Studios. And by studio, I mean the place where I draw. So, this is the reprisal of Art with the Professor. Got a drawing we're going to do this morning. So, before we get into that, let's hit the reel. What's up, everybody? I hope you're all doing well today. So, this morning, I got up and I was all ready for the Art with the Professor and had my comic cover out that I was going to be doing. I had planned to do an X-Files cover and started working on it. And guess what happened? It was a glossy cover, and the pencil started smearing all over it, and I just didn't stick with it. So we're still going to do a drawing today, but it's not going to be your traditional Art with the Professor. But before I start drawing, I'm going to look and see who's in our chat. We've got Mark from Legion of Comics. We are Legion. We've got Las Cruces. We've got Nick the Comic Nerd. Oh, we've got Austin LeMay in the chat early this morning. I know it's early for you, but thank you for being here. We've got Remy Q Studios. And then the saying car in the car, hello. And we've got Austin LeMay giving Remy Q a friendly PSA of eyes on the road. So, luckily, I still have my drawing, base drawing that I was going to use as reference for my drawing today. And I'm not going to be using two cameras. I'm just going to stick with what I've got here. And you guys will get to see this as I work on it. I'm going to move the camera down just a little bit so you can still see my face. But we were going to be doing this drawing on the cover of our X-Files book today. Unfortunately, that got ruined, so we're going to use this and we're going to just work with this today. So, again, I've got my base drawing. This is what I was going to use for reference when I put it on my cover. I got through the nose on the cover, and yeah, it started smearing, and glossy covers are awful to work with when it comes to drawing on. Pardon me. I'm just waking up about an hour and 10 minutes ago, and I've not had anything to drink yet, so my throat's still in sleep mode. But yeah, I didn't want to not do this today because it's been a while since we've done Art with the Professor. I think about 4 weeks, so I figured it was time to pick it back up. So we're going to be working through this drawing. We'll be back to your regularly scheduled Art with the Professor next weekend. So yeah, you guys will get to see this. I'll turn it around often. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm just working on the actual lines for inking. Good morning, Southern Comic Geek. Yeah, I about said G. I can read, I promise. I know how to English. Not very well, but I know how to English. So at some point, I'm going to start looking for a mic and a new PC so I can run StreamYard better. I'm getting kind of tired of doing it on my phone because I feel like the phone is just not there when it comes to quality. I've got a nice DSLR camera that I could hook up, but I don't know. I have a little bit of fear behind that. So I'll say this: one of the funnest things about doing art is you always have to be prepared and expect the unexpected. Um, as I was saying, I did not. I thought I could get away with the doing the cover, even though I knew it was glossy, and I was prepared to try to tackle it, but I did not expect expect it to be nearly as rough as it was, um, as far as smudging. So you have my apologies on that. So how are you guys doing this morning? Um, are you disappointed that I'm not actually doing a cover? Or are you just glad that the show's back and that I'm actually drawing online again? I know if Tyler was in here, he'd be saying, I'm disappointed you're not doing a cover. Hey, what's up, No Good Comics? Hope you're doing well this morning. So I'll be 100% honest with you. I still have a hard time calling people by their first names. Um, I don't know what it is. Like on YouTube, it's just it. I don't know. It's kind of like colleagues that I work with. When I first started teaching, I started right out of college, and and when I went and started teaching, I was teaching in the high school that I went to high school and graduated from, and my coworkers, they were like, okay, so you're not in high school anymore. You've graduated. You can call me by my first name now. And I just had the hardest time doing that. Um, I couldn't call them by their first names because I was so used to calling them Mister or Miss, and I did that for years. And finally, it I finally stopped doing it. And then once I stopped doing it, I moved schools. So yeah, I don't know. I just see it as kind of a respect thing. People that are older now, like I'm not going to call somebody on here like Mister So and So, but I would definitely try to call them by their YouTube name. I don't know. It's just I'm weird like that, guys. It must be an artist thing. All right, so let's see what No Good Comics said. It's normal. You see these nicknames as often as they just happen to stick. Yeah. So that's a good point. I'm horrible with names. Even at school. Now you have to understand one thing with me though. I'm split between two schools. So I spend half of the year at one school, then I go to another school and spend half of a year there. So I'm ridiculously horrible with people's names, especially when I only see them for half a year. And then when I go back to the school that I started at, like I start, I have two schools that I work at. I start at one school the beginning of the year, then go to the other school the last half of the year, and then the next school year I start at the school I ended at, and then go back to the school I started at. And I have to relearn names all the time, and kids get so frustrated when you don't call them by the right names. And I get it. Like, I mean, if I had a teacher that called me by the wrong name, I'd be kind of ill too. But they don't understand. You know, I don't see them for like a whole year, and then I've got to relearn their names. So I don't know. It's just it's fun trying to do that. But yeah, I'm horrible with names. Mister No Good to You. Awesome, awesome. I'm excited to see what you're doing, Austin. So if you didn't know, Mister LeMay is doing a he's doing a piece for the C3 fundraiser, and it will be auctioned off. he is being kind enough to contribute art to that. So I know how Austin LeMay art is around here on YouTube and in our community. Everybody wants Austin LeMay's work. So here is your chance to get it. And, I think he's going to do a killer job, whatever it is. So I'm looking forward to that. I know Austin's work. I've seen a lot of it. And I'm thrilled that he's taken the time to contribute artwork to this. So, for those of you that like to draw, or those of you that draw, Austin, I know you do, but have you ever, when you're drawing, you're looking for that right pose, that right, I don't know, the way that you want something to look, and you're trying to find a photo reference. And so last night I was playing it, and I was trying to find the right pose to draw or the right expression, and I felt like I took forever because I was pausing and starting and stopping and pausing and starting and stopping the movie so I could find the right look on Pennywise's face, and I finally found it. And then it took me forever to actually pencil it in, but I accidentally hit the play button while I was trying to draw it, and then I had to start and stop it again to try to find that same pose. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it around so you can see kind of what we're working with so far. This is just getting into some of the line work. So this has been my first official week out of school for summer break. I started Tuesday because I had to work Monday. But I've been watching on YouTube. Good morning, Jason. I've been watching on YouTube a lot of videos of people doing drawings, and I'm telling you, I'm very comfortable with the type of drawing and the style of drawing that I do. But one of the things it has made me feel very inadequate when it comes to drawing, because I see all these people doing these hyper realistic um, drawings of people and drawings of characters from movies, and I'm like, geez, I've got a long ways to go before I'm there. Yeah, I I'm toying with the idea of hooking my DSLR up and getting one of the toggle switches to use as a camera for live streams. I feel like it has a lot better quality. It's a Canon, and I love Canon stuff. So um, I'm gonna try to get it, and then what I'm planning to do behind me on the wall back here, behind the camera, I'm thinking about putting like a little shelf where I can take the DSLR, put it on a tripod, and then angle it down to where I'm drawing and just use the zoom. But that's probably going to have to happen after I come back from vacation. Right now, I don't know. I'm leaving on vacation on the 23rd, so yeah. Good morning, White Shadow, Mr. Chip Getler. How's it going? 0.5. I love your little icons, man. You always have the coolest icons and the coolest names. Now, how many times have you changed your name now, Mr. Shadow? You change it so many times it throws me off when you get on certain accounts, or when I'm on and I see your name pop up. I have to look to see that I'm calling you the right name. So we have not made this announcement yet, and I was waiting for Mr. Roscoe to get into the chat. But we have Between the Lines coming up on Monday on his channel, and this week we have Actual Dracula as our guest. So he will be on answering questions and drawing with us. We have an interesting topic this week. The name Bob's probably the best. All right. So I love it. Yes, that hashtag needs to be like a live. Everybody needs to be hashtagging Austin. Austin's greater than Peach, or Austin's better than Peach, or however you want to hashtag it. I'd love to see Austin go head to head with Peach Momoko. Just to, I don't know. Now, don't get me wrong. I see some of her work and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. But I've never seen one of her covers where I went, now that's just bad A. You know? I don't know. I've never felt that way about Peach Momoko's work. Sorry, I'm getting a little closer to the paper because you're about to start seeing me do this right here. Yes, you do. We'd love to have you on, man. That would be so much fun. We can make it happen. You and the Captain can make it happen. Little Saturday morning cartoon and serial reference there. Okay, so here we go. Show you a little more now. This is where we're at. Oh, you do? You like Peach Momoko? This is. I have kind of a different reason. I think for I don't want to say not liking her, but I have a different reason for not having as much appreciation for her art. Um, Now, I do appreciate Peach Momoko, but a lot of her art to me, as someone that does art, feels unfinished. I think Stevie B Comics said it the best. He said, it's like you sat markers and watercolors that, the watercolors you get in the tray. It's like a white plastic tray that Crayola makes them. He said it's like somebody sat her down with a thing of those watercolors, colored pencils, and a few markers and said, "Hey, draw this." And she started drawing it, but she didn't quite finish it. A lot of her work feels like she pushes it to that point where it could be finished, but it's not really finished. It's like 75% done. And when I buy a book, especially if I'm buying it for the artist, I want to buy the book with a piece of artwork that's finished. I don't want to buy a book with artwork that looks like it's 75% done. That's why I like Art Journ, Delato, Lauren. I'm Carla Cohen. I about said Lauren Cohen. She's Maggie from The Walking Dead. Carla Cohen, Jenny Frison. They all have these pieces of art that look 100% done. Miko Swayon. All these different artists that have these super finished, ironed out pieces of work, and hers looks very. I know it's Japanese style, but it doesn't look as done as I think it could. So that's just my personal preference. I'm not saying you're wrong if you like that, though. I would never tell somebody they're wrong for liking a piece of art. Okay. Let's see here. I need to get my black. Let me see what Remy Q said. I think Peach is like Captain D's. I think that's a perfect. Perfect comparison. Um, okay, time to bring the big bucket of markers over. What's up, Panda? How's it going, my man? How is it going? You know what? I'm going to do this. Let's see here. Where are we at? Where are we at? There we are. Okay. There is the StreamYard link. Anybody wants to jump on, you're welcome to jump on, and we'll talk while you're here. I know it's early. I know some people don't want to jump onto a chat this early in the morning. But hey, I figured I'd post it and we'd see what happens. So right now I'm just kind of throwing in some blacks, bringing the bucket of markers over. Gonna have to move some stuff around in this box. But yeah, if you're in the chat and you want to get on, you're more than welcome. As we were saying.
What's up, dude?
What's up, man?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad, man. Not too bad.
You still
got
wiping
up?
out?
Yeah, I woke up early today, so this way I could do 10 questions with Jimmy.
Oh, okay.
So that was really fun. Just got done with that, then hopped over here on your live stream. Saw the link to the live, so I decided to go ahead and do it.
Yeah, man. Glad to have you on. I'm always glad to have Panda on. Now, if I say that loud enough, it's gonna be like a gazelle. My wife is gonna hear me say Panda, and she's gonna be like,
she's gonna come running.
Yeah. Oh, I just heard the water cut off.
There you go. So she's done with her bath now.
No, I think she was washing dishes.
Oh, I see. What you got going?
Do what?
What you got going? Ooh, my gosh. And this is just a sketch you just did real quick?
Well, yeah, I was saying at the beginning of the stream, too busy driving. I was saying at the beginning of the stream, I had started this last night. I was watching it, and I did this sketch because I was going to use it as a reference to do on my cover.
Uh-huh.
So I started laying it out on my cover this morning, and that didn't go very well because it was a glossy cover.
Oh, yeah.
And my pencils started smudging, so I had to trash the cover.
Oh, what cover were you doing it for?
It was my X-Files cover.
Oh, nice.
So
what is up, Jade?
What's up, Jade? I'm sorry. I'm totally missing chat. Watch this. So, Panda, how are you doing this morning? Yep, told you. I hear.
You say Panda?
See? like a gazelle.
Hi, buddy.
What's up, Stacy? How are you?
Oh, just doing nothing except cleaning.
Oh, I love your Deadpool shirt.
Thank you.
That is awesome.
Move out of the way so you can see it.
Did you just say move out of the way?
Yeah, because it's awesome.
It is awesome.
I I got
Riding a
it.
unicorn.
Funny enough, we got it at a church that was raising money for what was it?
I
Their
don't.
backpack ministry or something.
Oh wow.
And I was like, "You're coming home with me."
What's funniest is that a church actually had that at a yard sale.
Oh, that's awesome.
They probably thought it was Spider-Man or something.
As they
Spider-Man.
usually do.
Spider-Man. All right,
Oh,
Panda.
man.
I'm
All
gonna get back. You have a good one.
All right, you too. We'll see you later, Stacy.
All right, see ya.
Oh, we got somebody else waiting. I'm sorry. I see. I can't do this right.
Good morning.
Hey.
Good morning.
Oh, you gonna draw too?
Yeah, I'm going to try to get a setup here. I got my laptop going, so it's not going to be very easy because I'm at my art desk.
Uh-huh. Is your art desk next to your actual desk?
Yeah, my actual desk is right over here. So you could see the mural in the background.
Yeah, I can see
So
it.
I'm just kind of to the left of my desk.
Yeah. Okay.
Doing all right this morning, Austin?
So far, so good.
Good. Now I feel like Panda needs to be drawing.
No, I'm good. I can't draw worth a spit, so there we go. My son, I'll show my son's drawing. I don't know what this is. Looks like a bug with a really big butt.
A bug with a really big butt.
Well, look at it. Doesn't it
That's
look
cool.
like it?
That is pretty cool, though. That should be the new Spider-Man design or logo.
So, Austin, what are you sketching over there?
So I'm going to do a Department of Truth
Ooh.
for the Comics Curing Cancer, and I figured I'd start sketching out my idea.
Yeah, is that actually going to be on a cover, or are you just going to leave it on the sketch sheet?
No, I'm going to do it right on the sketch sheet.
Okay, awesome.
But they're the real. Let's see if I can get another example. So I'm not looking this. Don't know if I have one. It's going to be on like a true Blue Line page.
Oh, okay.
So this is like legitimately what is used for comic books. Whoever ends up getting this, it's going to be on a nice piece of paper, frameable. It's not going to be on just an 11 by 17 piece of paper.
Yeah, still, that's a really good size.
That's usually when I draw for people what I work on if I'm not doing like a cover, like commission work. But you'd be surprised at the number of people that go, I just want an 8.5 by 11, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Usually what I do for those smaller ones is I'll just do it right on a comic book board.
Yeah. You know, you're not the first person I've heard say that. Roscoe, he draws on the comic backs, and I've never up until this point seen many people do that. But you're like the second person I've heard say they do that.
Yeah, and the only reason why I do is because it fits in a bag perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Well, my camera just isn't. The problem is my art table is at like a 30-degree angle.
Yeah.
So my laptop just wants to slide down the table. So how late did you guys end up staying up last night, Panda?
Shoot, I don't even know. It had to be 2 a.m. here, so it had to be 3 a.m. there. Yeah. They had me say Dustin, I guess I should say, had me retell the story that I said in the Burke fam chat.
The Panda Roll.
The Panda Roll.
Panda roll.
Oh man. So Dustin made me retell that story. So because a lot of those people aren't part of the Burke fam, so they didn't get to hear the story the first time.
Yeah, I don't know if that one's appropriate for art time with the professor.
Yeah, exactly.
I think pretty much everybody in here was able to hear that story, so it's safe. You're not gonna hurt my feelings.
Oh, I'm good. I don't need to retell it a third time.
You sure?
Chip's like, tell it now. No, I'm good.
Chip, we're still waiting on you to tell yours.
Exactly. I was really pushing hard for Chip to say something. Either he had no stories or his stories would have topped mine and he just didn't want to embarrass me that night.
Well, either way, he saved you then, right?
Yeah, exactly. So how far along are you in your sketch, Austin?
Oh, I just started as I sat down.
Oh, okay, cool.
I have the idea in my head. I know what I want to do.
So when you have an idea in your head, do you do like a quick, like 1 minute sketch of it, or do you just try to keep it in your head the whole entire time?
No, there's a couple of things I do. What I've already done is I kind of just do a small little thumbnail, very, very tiny, just so I can scale everything out. And then, like right now, I'm just kind of spacing on the page where I want certain things.
Oh, okay. So when you space it on the page, like how do you space it? Like, do you just do a quick sketch on the page approximately of where you want things, or?
Yeah, so I go with the old method that's taught in basic art school. So there's actually the page is divided into thirds, right? So I'll take my thumbnail, I'll sketch out how I want it to look, very small, and then I'll divide that into thirds so I know what part of the drawing belongs where in scale the page. So
in scale, yeah.
Yeah.
The rule of thirds.
Pretty rough.
So Austin, when you took art, did they ever tell you, or did they ever preach to you that you never start a piece of art in the center of the page? You always offset it a little bit.
The rule of thirds has always been something that I gravitated to for sure.
That used to drive me nuts, and it still does with kids now, because they want to sit down and do a drawing, but they want to do it slap in the middle of the page, and I'm like, that doesn't work. But
so never start in the middle.
Well, the
never say never.
Yeah, the reason that you do it, you go by the rule of thirds, is because number one, it helps to lead your eye so that you're not just focused on one part of the page.
Oh, okay.
And generally, if you start something or do something directly in the center, that's where your eye's going to gravitate to, and it's not going to want to leave the center of the picture. So they try to keep people from doing, I guess as an art teacher, I try to keep people from doing stuff directly in the middle, because that's where your eyes are going to be. That's going to be the focal point. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So just it makes more sense that when I try to draw people, like I always start in the middle. And so I always end up with a small head and a big body.
Yeah. There's things you can learn too, like full body is the length of 8 heads.
Uh-huh.
So whatever the size of your head is, and you just replicate that all the way down 8 times, that's going to be the full size of your body. And then you go, and then it's like 2 for the torso. And then you just learn, and that's kind of how you can scale so you don't end up with a crazy looking body.
Okay.
Unless, of course, you're drawing or you're cartooning. There's no rules. Do what you want to do.
Right. Now, Chris, I know you've done it. Austin, have you done characters?
Like design my own characters?
No, I mean like characters of of people, like the ones that have like the big heads and cartoony and stuff like that, like things that you see at the fair and stuff.
No, I've never done anything like that.
Oh, okay. So you've always had the straight lines and hard edges look to your art.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah. And when I first started drawing and stuff like that, or when I used to draw, that was a lot of the things. Like I loved sharp edges. I loved like single lines. You know what I mean? Not one where it looks like 30 passes have gone through. Like I like the single line look. The simplistic of things. And yeah, I definitely drew Liefeld bodies. Chip is definitely right. That Captain America with the huge chest, that's pretty much what all my characters look like.
Can you imagine all the kids growing up who just worship Liefeld and learned to draw with his style and now can't draw for shit?
Right.
I'm a Liefeld fan too.
I know. I like Liefeld. It's just there's a lot of criticism that just because he didn't do it the way that other people didn't do it, all of a sudden he can't draw feet.
I have a problem with fists.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Hands, I'm okay. I can get fingers. But fists, for some reason, especially right here, like this area where the pinky rolls into the fist, I don't know. I cannot get the grasp of it. I always have to look at a reference. As many times as I've drawn it, I never get it. I don't know it well enough where I could just draw it on my own. I always have to look at a reference.
Yeah. So Jade is asking a question. What inspires you guys?
I'm just inspired by seeing other people's work. And, I know that if I see something that I'm really in love with, I have something to shoot for, like as far as where I want to be with what I can do. Just being better. And I want all of my pictures that I do, I want it to be better than the last picture I did. Yeah. And so I guess I find a lot of inspiration in just watching other people draw, seeing what they do. I pick up a lot of what I incorporate into my work in other people's drawings.
I'm inspired by the feeling I get when I draw. It doesn't matter what I'm drawing.
Yeah.
I just like to draw.
Now, does it help get those images out of your head to finally see it on paper?
Sometimes, I don't know, I got to kind of be in a mood too, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sometimes I could sit down and I can complete a drawing in 30, 45 minutes. Sometimes I could sit at this desk for an hour and couldn't even pull off a stick figure.
Really?
Yeah, I got to just kind of be in the zone and in the mood to do everything. But a lot of times, talking about inspiration, TV.
Yeah.
If I'm watching, I'm watching the latest episode of Loki or something like that, and I see some cool graphic, that would immediately inspire me, and I got to come downstairs and start drawing.
Now, Austin, what is your title or background?
For just art or just professionally in general?
Just professionally in general.
I have been I do graphic design.
Yeah.
I've done that for 20 plus years. I was the creative director for large agencies for a long time. And now I have my own design and development agency with my brother.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, when you were talking about the design, like I knew you did design there for a while. Is there anything that you see like a title card and you're just like, man, they really fucking did that well?
all the time, and it goes both ways. Sometimes I'll look at something and I'll just be like, the spacing on that font is all wrong.
Yeah.
And no matter how good the final product looks, I will just gravitate to something like that. Or believe it or not, I did. Here's a good example. A number of years ago, I did a website for a home developer, and he didn't really have a brand or anything like that. So he let me tour one of his homes that he designed. For some reason, I gravitated towards this this floral kind of pattern that you put into a windowsill.
Uh huh.
And I developed his entire brand around that, 3 by 3 inch square of the window.
Oh wow.
So I could be inspired by just about anything.
That's crazy. Now, Chris, you were saying that even though you're putting it on paper, sometimes you can't get those images out of your head. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, a lot of the times, actually. I know that there are tons and tons of artists that can just sit down and they can put something on paper and it's exactly what they want. A lot of times when I do something, I'll finish it and then I'll look at it later and I'm like, well, I should have done this and I should have done this. So it's something that I'm constantly, thinking about, something that I'm constantly trying to perfect, even though I know I'll never have it perfected, but it's something that I shoot for. And I think that's what keeps me honest as somebody that does art. The fact that I know that what I do is never going to be 100% perfect the way that I wanted it to be. So a lot of times it's hard to get the pictures that I do, out of my mind. Even up to years after I've done them, I'll think back over see an old Facebook update or post or whatever, and I'm like, well, I'm looking at it and I should have done this and I should have done this, and so it's one of those tough battles that I fight a lot.
Yeah. So, do you ever have a final product that you look at and just start retouching it?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Just because it's in your possession?
All the time. I'll go back and touch up stuff that I've done. As a matter of fact, I was going through my art portfolio on Tuesday this week, and I pulled one of my old books out from high school, and I just started going through one of the pages on it, just drawing over top of what I'd drawn, correcting it, and I enjoy doing that because coming back to a piece of artwork could be very therapeutic and help in the idea of, well, I didn't do that the way I wanted to the first time, or I was rushed and I didn't have enough time to do that. I'm notorious for letting something sit on my desk and coming back to it over and over and over and over and over again. Good example, since he's in here, I'll talk about it, even though this is not Let's Talk About It. There's somebody's cover that I worked on in the chat right now that I finished. I thought I was done 100%. And I came back to it later because it was on my desk, and I was like, well, I don't like this about it. So I ended up going over what I had already done and started working on it again. And, it just doing stuff over and over helps me get to the point where I'm more comfortable with what I've already put on paper.
Now, have you ever had a situation where you had a final product, you came back to it, started enhancing it or doing, little touch-ups here and there, and then you see the new final product and then you're disappointed on how it turned out?
Oh, all the time.
Oh, really? Is that how it goes?
Just being honest, all the time. Disappointment is something that artists, I think, learn to live with. Austin, correct me if I'm wrong, but, I'm never going to put something out there that I'm not happy with. But I have had plenty of work that I've finished and I've just been like, I'm not happy with this at all. I'm not happy.
I would say a good majority of some of the stuff that I do, I don't like the final outcome, but I'm happy that the client likes it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's primarily around some of the graphic design and stuff that I do. The good thing about the comic art and stuff that I do, for the most part, I control it. If I'm not happy with it, it's because of something I've done.
Okay.
And I think that's the way it's got to be.
Now, do you guys have anything that you were completely like, I shouldn't give this to the client, I shouldn't give it to them, and then you show it to them anyways, and they end up loving it?
I've never presented a client with something that I was not prepared to show them.
That's good.
I've not in the sense that I wasn't happy with it. I had a friend of mine who had a good friend of hers pass away, and she wanted me to do a drawing of her friend, but she wanted me to incorporate her daughter into the drawing. And her daughter had never met her friend. She was kind of like, well, she had met her, but she was too young to remember. So she asked me to do this drawing and asked me to incorporate her daughter into the picture. And I was very nervous about doing it because when it comes to people, especially deceased people, it's one of those situations where you either are going to nail it or there's going to be something about it that bugs you. And this one particular drawing I did, I was very nervous about it because, number one, I was having to use a photo reference and incorporate that photo reference into another photo, and the light sources were not the same. So I had to kind of make up my own light source. And I finished it. I was not happy with it. Not in the sense that it didn't look like the person, because it did, but I was just not happy for the fact that it looked like there were light sources all over it. And when you're dealing with a photo, it's hard to play with the light source.
Mm-hmm.
So I took it to the person and I explained to him up front. I was like, this is probably one of the most difficult portraits I've ever done. And the fact that I'm having to make up the majority of what I'm doing here. But this is the portrait. And she broke down and cried and was like, this is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. And like, it sits beside of her chair at her house now. And, it just made me feel good. But I was going into it, I was not as happy as I probably normally would be giving a client or a customer a piece of art.
Yeah. So if they're happy with it or in love with it, that's what you're hired to do.
Right.
You don't need to like it at all.
Right.
That piece is not for you.
That's very true. And so with playing with light sources and stuff like that, do you have like models of things like action figures or anything like that you put up and maybe take a picture with the light source just to see where the shadows play and stuff like that?
Absolutely. I have a lamp and I have three-dimensional figures, not action figures, but like a sphere, a cube, and stuff like that I'll put the lamp on and I'll move the lamp around it to where I want the light to shine on it. That way I can kind of get the idea of where shadows and highlights should be.
Okay, yeah, because when I was drawing as a kid, like that was one of the things that usually fascinated me the most was the shadowing on things. Like, how do you make a light source come to life as if the light source was right there?
Right.
And so that's always been one of my favorite things, is just seeing the way people shadow things, which seems weird as a grown man now, thinking as a kid, I liked the shadows.
Yeah.
Just what is light, what is dark, what is presented, what is kept in the dark, things like that.
Well, I think that's what adds a bit of the dramatic effect to art, is the placement of light and dark. There's if you ever get a chance, you should look up. There are two artists that were supremely talented when it came to playing with light areas and shadowed areas and drawings. Rembrandt was one of them. He was the master of playing with shadow and artwork. And then there was another one of my favorite artists. His name was Francisco Goya. Another master of using light, dark, and shadows in artwork. And both of them were just, I don't know how they did it. I look at their art all the time and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. How you see this?
Oh, so I'm looking up Francisco Goya, and one of the paintings that they've done is one that I've seen so many times, and it's that child that has like the bird cage right next to the cats, and the child is wearing red. Yeah. Okay, so I can definitely see that. And Rembrandt, of course. If you don't know Rembrandt, you don't know art. Seriously.
You'd be
Never heard of
surprised.
them. It's crazy that they're still finding Rembrandts.
Yeah.
How do they authenticate stuff like that? Like knowing that it's not like he signed every single one of his paintings.
You know, one way that they do it is chemical analysis. They get like paintings that have already been, like, they know this is a Rembrandt.
Okay.
And they'll look at like the paint that was used and compare it. Like, could this possibly be the paint used? You know, back then, paint wasn't just something that you went to the store and got.
Right.
A lot of these guys made their own paints using different things. So I think that they do that. And then, of course, art style, where the painting was found.
And I think that's the most interesting part is, you know, finding these paintings, like not just in the region that they were from, but all over the place. Because like you still talk about, you know, Hitler's stash of art, because we know that he was an art major and that he failed horribly at it. But he was still a person that appreciated art. And so when he took over a lot of things, like he stole a lot of those art pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And so to find these bunkers and stuff like that have all these art pieces, I think it's just really amazing that they're still finding these things out there. You know, small treasures that only so many people have set eyes on. You know what I mean?
You know, they say that the Mona Lisa is a forgery.
Yeah.
And the real one is in New Jersey or something like that.
Yeah, I've heard that one before. I've never heard that it was in New Jersey, but I've heard that.
I just made that up. I don't know what city. It could be
Oh, I was about to
North
say.
Dakota, but it's somewhere.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that Mona Lisa I've heard is a fake.
So there's a story that I found. It's probably been about 6 or 7 years ago, but Van Gogh did a lot of his painting on cardboard because he was poor.
Yeah.
He didn't have money. He had basically the money that he got was funded from his brother Theo. But there was a story of a guy that he went on vacation to I want to say it was Paris or Italy, or I don't remember exactly where, but he went to a bazaar, and while he was there, he was looking at artwork, and he found this really interesting piece, and he bought it. So after he buys the piece, he starts looking at it, and on the back of it, there's a signature, and he thought it looked like Van Gogh's, but he compared it, and it didn't match up to any of the paintings that you know had Van Gogh's signature on it, and he usually didn't sign it on the back. Well, he got to question it so much, he took it to an art museum while he was there on vacation, and he asked the curator or the owner of the museum. He said, "Who did this?" So they worked on exactly what Austin was saying. They worked on dating it and worked on trying to figure out who the signature was, and they come to find out that early in his career, Van Gogh, when he worked as a missionary to coal miners that worked in the coal mines of the Netherlands, and he had done this particular painting as a gift to a family in the village where he worked in. So it was an official Van Gogh painting, and it was signed on the back, which was unlike Van Gogh. So the museum curator was all over top of it. He was like, "Would you sell it?" And dude was like, "Sure, you name your price." Well, he paid, I think it was like somewhere around $40 for it at the bazaar, and ended up walking home with like $4 million.
Dang.
I was gonna say $40. Come on, man.
Yeah, to find a real Van Gogh, that would be like us going out and buying a short box that had been in some old lady's attic for $40 and get home and find out it's got an amazing Fantasy 15 in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
An AF-15 in the quarter bin? Hell yeah.
Oh my God. But you hear about it all the time. Like people not only finding paintings, but they have like canvas paintings that have another canvas on top of it. And so they don't like that first painting, so they take it off and they reveal a whole different painting underneath.
Oh, yeah.
And it finds out that it's, what do they call that?
It's an underpainting.
Yeah, and sometimes the underpainting is a, like a really famous artist and stuff like that.
Yeah, again, back in the day, you couldn't just go to the art store and pick up a canvas. So if you weren't happy with a piece you started or messed up or whatever, you would reuse that piece of canvas.
Yeah.
And I know they did a lot of research on Da Vinci's stuff and found a lot of different versions of paintings underneath his stuff.
That is so crazy.
Well, did you know that he actually painted in the Mona Lisa, since we were talking about it, there are heads of animals that he hid in the bushes of them, or the bushes and the tree lines and the landscape. There's like a lion's head, a monkey's head, and an alligator's head that are hidden inside the painting.
So he was like the first highlights before highlights came out.
Yeah.
His paintings sat in the waiting rooms at the local dentist's office.
Which was just a rock and a hammer.
Oh.
Ye old dentistry.
Ooh, I couldn't imagine. Like, the other day or some months ago, I had a abscess tooth that I had to get taken out. Now, the pain that I had to go through for weeks before actually being seen by my dentist was excruciating. Now, I can't begin to fathom like how toothache was back in those days. Like, what did you do for that? Like, did you just pull it out right away, or you just tell them, all right, that's it, take the rock and the hammer, chisel it out of my mouth, I don't care
I'm
anymore.
sure they did. I'm pretty sure they just threw back a little bit of whiskey or their whatever they drank back in the day, and the local bartender just went in there with the pliers and
yanked them out.
All right, I'm going to show you what I'm working with.
Whoa. That is awesome.
Straight from my nightmares.
Yeah. So you were watching the newer It.
Yeah. I like the not Timothy Roth, Tim Curry. I like the Tim Curry version better because that's childhood. But yeah, I watched this one because I had it on my. I was in my office last night after Stacy went to bed, and I was just, it was like I don't watch a horror movie, and it was the first one I found. So
I think Skarsgård did an amazing job.
Oh yeah, he definitely added a whole new dimension to the character.
Yeah, I read somewhere too that all that crazy stuff with his eyes that he does, where one wanders off. Like Skarsgård actually did that.
Whoa!
He can actually move his eyes that way. Yeah,
because he did that. Like one was looking straight and the other was all the way out. And it's crazy control. It's crazy control how you can do that.
You know where it comes from?
What's that?
It comes from rolling your eyes at kids all the time.
Oh man, because when you tell people to look left, like both their eyes look left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
it's not just that one wonky eye that just follows through. It's just like, yep, I'm got you, and I've got the left. So to be able to do that, that's pretty incredible.
What kills me with doing pictures like this though is the fact that you have to layer and layer and layer and layer so many different colors, and really in order to do it you have to know the color wheel and what colors you can use to, like, 2 colors you can mix to make certain colors, and if you want to go for a brown or a darker color, it's not. I mean, art for people can be a just sit down and do it, but
Yeah.
if you want to be, mildly successful, you have to know, like, color wheel and color, how it works, and
I am not a fan of color. Like, obviously, I know the color wheel and the spectrum and all of that. But when it comes down to me actually coloring my own art, I hate it. That Invincible piece that I did is the first full color one that I've done ever.
oh wow.
It looks good.
You know what I hate about it? It's not necessarily the color. It's, I see the strokes in the marker, and I see that as part of my artwork. And if I like strokes in the color, I feel like it destroys my my picture.
So have you ever thought about scanning it digitally and then having somebody color it?
Yeah. So, I mean, I would say that that's probably the way to go if it comes to color. But when it comes to like final artwork, I like it in my hand. I could do do something digital all day long. What happens if my hard drive crashes? It's gone forever. If you have a piece of paper, I like that.
It's tangible.
Yeah, I like it being on the cover of the book, having the book.
Now, with something like that, like, how do you scan something that is 11 by 17? You know what I mean?
So so I used to have a full 11 by 17 scanner, but now I just put it on there, scan it, move it, scan it again, and then I'll just piece it all together in Photoshop.
Oh, okay. And it lines up really well?
Yeah.
That's good. Is it just because the lines that you have are so thick, or the outline that you have?
It's because it's Austin.
Yeah.
Everything he touches is gold.
Yeah, just assume everything I do is perfect on the first try.
So other than the Department of Truth, what other art are you doing right now, Austin?
So I've got another Ninja Turtles piece. I haven't started it yet, but that's on deck. I've got another possibly a Something is Killing the Children. I have a bunch of, hang on, my reference screen just went to sleep. I'm really struggling with this all-seeing eye. So yeah, I got that. I got a lot of really cool blanks that I want to do for myself. I've got 1 through 6 or 1 through 5 of crossover, all blanks.
Oh, nice.
So I want to take those first 5 and do a connecting piece across all 5 of them.
Okay, so all 5 and not just like 3 or 4?
Yeah, I'm going to do all 5. I figure 5 is a good round number. Yeah. And the beauty about crossover is, right, there's no rules. It doesn't have to be a Marvel character. It could be anything.
Yeah.
So I want to do that. If I do end up selling that, though, I'd probably end up selling it as a set. I'd want it all to stay together.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to break that up. I mean, it's supposed to be a connecting cover, so it's got to be. Yeah. So are you still going to your LCS to do those covers in front of the CGC witness, or now that you've become is it registered with CGC?
Yeah. So last month was the maybe the month before, my Geiger cover
Yeah.
I did with the skull and the bombs, which ended up being chaos, but for the better. Is the last one I did with the LCS.
Oh, okay. But now that you're registered, are you going to put more detail into your covers? Like, are you going to take a lot more time with it, or are you going to still play within the parameters of those couple hours or whatever?
No, I think I'm definitely going to do more detail. Unfortunately, for those interested, because I'm putting in more time and doing that, the pieces are going to cost a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before, I was doing it in 45 to 90-minute time frames.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so now I'm going to be able to dedicate hours to the piece. And what I'm going to do too, I think it was Legal Burning. He said when he submits his pieces, he pays the $150 for the express, the quick turnaround. So his artwork isn't sitting in their facility for a long time.
Right.
And you don't have to let it sit there for months on end, because that haha piece that I just got back on Wednesday, I submitted in end of January, and I just got that back.
That's so crazy.
The few pieces that I've submitted, people are waiting now 4 or 5 months for their piece to come back. A piece that I drew in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Just because they want it graded, but you have to get it graded. I always encourage getting it graded, getting that signature series. It's worth it.
So here's my question. You have a press, and we've talked about this before. Now, do you press your books before you actually draw on them, or do you press them after you've drawn on them?
Before.
Before?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. It's not because there's any reason to it other than my ignorance. I don't know what would happen. I haven't tested what actual ink on a cover would react to the heat press. So maybe I'll salvage one of my covers and just do some ink, some color, play with some temperatures to see what happens. But if I did a piece and then I just needed to iron out a little dent in the corner and I ruined that piece, I would be so devastated that I would just burn down my whole house.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
So
that's not extreme.
I don't want, especially pieces that people pay for. And a lot of times the books are sent to me, right? They're not my books.
Yeah.
But I did press the Invincible one that was sent to me. And believe it or not, that Invincible blank issue 111, it's like $100 book raw.
Whoa.
Yeah. So could you imagine if I ruined that?
Ooh.
And it being my first color piece?
Yeah. That would have been devastating.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get you to do one. I'm gonna have to commission you to do one.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Roscoe.
I'm not talking to Panda.
No, I just saw Roscoe's. He said artists are supposed to be extreme, Panda.
Speaking of Roscoe, the link is in the chat, man.
Oh, you know what? I may have fucked up. Oh, pardon my language.
You're fine.
I drew Marilyn Monroe, and I did not put. The lady in red doesn't need that hood over her or that scarf over her hair, right?
I mean, you can always put it as a shoulder piece. That folded down look of the hood that's down or whatever.
I was just such a fan of Marilyn's hair that I just.
Oh yeah. No, keep it that way.
Yeah, maybe I'll just do the scarf flailing. I don't know if you guys can see this. My pencils are very light. Let me see what I'm. what I'm
I
planning on.
I can
I
see
can-
something there.
Yeah, I can see that iconic dress going up.
Oh yeah. I see it.
There,
Love the X's over the eyes.
Awesome.
it's kind of,
Awesome.
yeah. So we'll see. That's where I'm going with. I'll actually take a better picture of it and send it to you guys in the chat.
All right. I don't
So,
know.
Austin, have you ever submitted anything that wasn't at the LCS? Like, have you submitted something as of yet?
No. So the Invincible and the Power Ranger one that I recently shared with you guys
Uh-huh.
is the first ones I'll be submitting.
Oh, wow. Okay, awesome.
I'm still trying to arrange everything because, like I said, I want to pay the 100 and some odd bucks. See, there you go. See, that's
Dang.
the color is nice there.
And like I said, the shadows just play with such a bigger depth to the picture than I could have ever imagined. You know what I mean?
Hair is always or has always been my bane. I hate doing hair.
Yeah, I can imagine hair as being one of the worst parts. Because do you go realistic with it, or do you go, like how do you do the hair?
That's a. I guess it just depends on what strikes my fancy at the time. There are sometimes when I try to do more minimal hair, so like to make it look like it's hair, but just give it kind of the illusion that it's hair rather than make it look 100% hair.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm saying things cryptically, and I'm not trying to.
No, I understand. I totally understand what you're saying.
You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sending you some of my stuff, and you can color it for me.
There you go.
I'll do it.
Or you could teach me how to color.
So are you wanting to color on your actual sheet, or are you wanting to digitally color it?
The one I'm doing now?
Yeah.
You know what? Because this one is going to be auctioned off, obviously I'll scan it when I'm done. But I want it to be a nice presentable piece. And if there's any color in this at all, it will only be red.
Oh yeah.
So
That would be a good accent.
because her dress is red, obviously she's iconic, known for the red, and that's the only color that I would do. I would not do solid, so I wouldn't just color her whole dress red. I would just do subtle highlights, I think, to hint that it's red.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll figure that out. It depends on how late at night it is during the stream when I actually feel finished inking it. How many beers I've had when I finished, and we'll see where it goes.
What's up, Flash?
What up, TJ?
So how do you imagine the auction working?
What do you mean?
Like if you auction off the piece, you're going to do that during the live stream, right? Or is it going to be after the stream?
Well, I had somebody actually message me that runs or has run before a charity auction like this where they auction off art, and he said that the best way to go about doing it is to have people that are doing it on the stream, and then you plug it throughout the stream once they're done, and at the end of the stream you do all the auction for the pieces, like the bigger pieces.
Okay. So leading up to this, are you going to be drawing a whole bunch of 8x11s or 11x17 papers, and just have like maybe 20 that you can auction off?
Are you talking about me?
Yeah.
My goal is to, I hope to have at least 20 pieces finished. And what I may do with some of the more detailed pieces is I may take them and have prints made.
Uh,
That way, people that can't, or maybe people can't afford to bid on an actual
Original.
authentic, original done, but they can say, okay, well, if you've got a print of this one, I'll buy that, and then I can just send them the print, and
Oh,
they
nice.
can buy that.
So I think that'll be really good. Really good options for people.
Well, I wanna give, like, one thing that I have always had on my mind, especially when I've done or been to auctions, is that there are a lot of people that would give money, but they don't feel like, I guess they don't feel like they have adequate enough money to win anything big. And I want to make this to where the everyday person that may not have $500 in their pocket to donate to an auction can go, well, I can still contribute to this and walk away with, a print of something that I've seen. So
Yeah.
that's my whole idea of as far as the auction goes for that, because, I mean, I've been there before on a teacher salary. I've been to auctions where they put up something that I really want, but I'm not sitting there Mr. Moneybags like some people are, which is why you don't see me with a lot of big keys, in my collection, because God knows I can't afford them.
Yeah. Have you thought about doing maybe like a giveaway at the end?
Absolutely.
Where like each person that donates gets an entry into whatever?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I've got Comic Book Poser has said he's going to send something to use as a giveaway. Digger Jim is sending in a mystery box to use as a giveaway. So what I'll probably do towards the end of the auction and throughout the night is, like, say it's one of the primetime viewing set, slots of time. What I'll probably do is say, okay, if you've donated up to this point, your name is going to be in the drawing for this, and then we'll put that up as a drawing.
Okay, awesome. I definitely want to be in that. I will definitely donate something as well.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I
Yeah.
definitely I want you on it if you're willing to come on.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely be on. But I definitely want to donate a 9.8 slab.
Okay.
So that can be given away as well at any point. Probably one of the points that I'm on, for people that are watching you live. That'd be a cool treat.
Well, what we'll do is we'll have a private chat going during the stream, and if it's a point in time where you say, "Hey, let's go ahead and give this away," then we'll do it.
Okay, awesome. Sounds awesome.
I know most of the audience knows what's going on, but for me and whoever else, what's going on? Quick recap. Okay, so this is Art with the Professor. I put the link in the chat. Austin is doing his sketch for the C3. Panda is our color commentator, and I'm just doing my normal. Well, not on a comic book cover, but I'm doing my normal Art with the Professor. So I'll show what I'm doing. This is a Pennywise picture that I'm working on. It's a lot more detail than I usually put into a piece of white paper. And Austin is working on, if you want to tell them.
Yeah, that's not really coming through, is it?
I can see bits and pieces of it.
There's something there. Basically, I'm just outlining my Department of Truth piece that we're going to auction off for C3.
Oh, the charity auction. Okay. So the charity auction, I'm doing a 24-hour live stream on July 30th and 31st from 10 p.m. the 30th to 10 p.m. the 31st. It's called Comics Curing Cancer. And what it is, it's a fundraiser to help raise funds to send to the American Cancer Society. We're going to be auctioning off original pieces of art throughout the night. I'm going to have artists on that are doing sketch covers, sketch cards, original art on 8x10. I know Austin's doing, I think, an 11x14. And those are going to be auctioned off to help raise the funds to send to the American Cancer Society. We're going to have giveaways throughout the night where we do giveaways for people that have watched, people that have donated. Some of those are going to be designated specific for people that have donated. Some are just going to be, for people that are watching. But this is something where anybody and everybody that wants to come on, either draw or just come on to talk, can come on. This is something where if you want to donate something, you can donate something, be used as a giveaway. It's totally up to you. And I leave that to anybody that's listening's discretion. That is your choice. That is up to you. I'm not going to hound anybody for it. I'm not going to ask anybody, every day, hey, you're going to do something. Hey, you're going to do something. All you have to do is just message me on Instagram, and we'll get you set up with either a time slot, or you can tell me what you want to do, and we'll get it set up. But I just want to make this something to where we can kind of come together. And yes, I am jacking part of Black Comics' idea for this, because I thought the charity auction they did was awesome. And they even though they're hilarious guys, they do have some really good ideas. And I thought, let's run with it. So we're going to be doing that.
I think that's amazing, dude.
But I chose that because there's so many of us that have been either touched or affected by cancer. I know since coming up with the idea for this, I've had so many people message, go, hey, so-and-so that I know or that I'm related to passed away from cancer. How can I be involved? So this is a good way for us to do that.
Yeah, when I first heard about your idea, I wanted in immediately.
And I can't tell you how much I appreciate that, because you were one of the ones that was absolutely on mine when I decided to do the art route, because at that point I'd seen some of your art and I had followed your page, but I was like, I don't know if he will get involved or not. But when I heard that you wanted to be, I was like, that's just icing on the cake.
Oh yeah, I was ecstatic. I appreciate that.
Yeah, dude, Chris, all you had to do was just talk to me, and I would have talked to Austin.
And I knew that.
I would have made him do it.
I don't know if that would have been a good idea, Chris. That could have backfired.
So are you doing that piece for any particular reason, Chris, or are you planning on selling it, or what are you doing with it?
It may go up. I'm probably going to add a mat to it and put it in some plastic, and it may go up the night of the auction. I don't know. Right now, when I started it, I had no rhyme or reason for wanting to do it. I just wanted to do it. I wanted to draw Pennywise.
You know who would really, really enjoy that?
Who's that?
Nosh. Big Nosh.
Oh, really?
Nosh is into clowns, like big time clowns.
Huh.
And the reason why he was really into clowns was because he read it. He watched it. I don't know how many times he said, but he's always been about clowns. So as soon as Ha Ha came out, he was all about Ha Ha. He was all about, it when it came out. He read all the books and stuff like that. So he's a really big into clowns.
Ha Ha is so freaking good. I'm not even playing. I love that series.
I might actually. I was thinking about selling my book.
Oh, really?
I don't know what I did with it. Yeah, this is the one that took forever to come back. But this one, I was thinking about putting up.
Love it.
That would be dope. It's
That's
so
what-
simple. Like I love the line work. Just everything about your art, Austin. I've just always been a fan of, man.
It's another famous 30-minute piece.
See, that's what I'm saying. You can do all that in 30 minutes. It's just mind-boggling on how much you can get done in such a short time frame. Now, have you ever felt pressured during that time frame?
Every single time.
Every single time?
Every single time. Yep. I always try to go in there with an idea.
Uh-huh.
But I think you and I talked about this before. The
Yeah.
first couple times that I went there, I just showed up with my book and bag of markers and stuff like that, and I would waste so much time just trying to figure out what I wanted to draw. But by the time I drew everything, everything was rushed. The first one that I did, the Spider-Man, I never pointed this out, but it's not even finished. I ran out of time, and the CGC guy was leaving. So what I had,
Oh, wow.
what I had to give him. Here, I'll
What other plans did you have for that Spider-Man?
I don't know if you can. So, right. So you see how I started doing some of the line work in here? Well, it
Yeah.
just stops.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have a chance to move on, so I just had to throw in these haphazard quick lines, and it's kind of like when the teacher says, "All right, test is over, pencils down," and you're in there, C, just trying to finish the test. Yeah, so that's what happened there.
What's up, Sean?
Oh, dude, TJ had a good question. How does a person draw in a book and still keep a 9/8?
You got to be very careful.
Very careful. Yeah.
There's been a couple of times because I have this edge on my art table so that my pencil doesn't roll onto the floor. I've bashed corners of books on here, so you just got to be careful with stuff like that. Erasing. If you get too crazy and you just want to erase a quick line, your hand could slip and you'll bend the page or something like that, which is another reason why I told you, if I'm going to press a book that I'm putting artwork on, I'll press it first and then draw on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just got to be careful. I received a book that I don't think is going to come back as a 9/8. So I reached out to the owner and I was like, hey, heads up, you do have some creasing in the book. I just want you to be aware that, if I pay the money to submit this, it comes back a 9/6. Well, hey, that's the book you sent.
Right. What the owner say?
He knew the condition of the book.
Okay.
It wasn't about the book. It was about the art on the book, which was, awesome to hear. So that's always good. There's nothing better than a good client.
Yeah.
I
And
totally agree.
that's the other thing that when listening to Randy talk about from Legal Burning, talk about, when he's done doing all his stuff, he presses it afterwards. But it's a different process because he's burning it onto the cover rather than actual having ink and all that
Right.
on the cover.
His art is the book,
Yeah.
which is incredible. I wouldn't dare to even try that.
Yeah, I don't know how in the world he can do that with such
Precision.
and still make it turn out the way it looks and still get 9.8 on his artwork or on the book.
Exactly.
That to me blows my mind.
Yeah.
See, You know what blows my mind is that you guys work on covers, but for me, when I'm drawing on things, my hand gets heavy, so I rest it, and so I'm always worried that somebody's going to rest their hand right on that spine and make a spine crease or a tick just because that's where their hand ended up resting while they were making those strokes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that the more you draw, especially with like pencils, right? And Chris knows this. When I first started when I was a kid, your hand would always be covered in pencil lead.
Yeah.
And you would actually start to smear the pencil on the page. I think the more and more you start to work with pencils and actually get better pencils, right? And understand like lead darkness and the purpose of a different type of pencil lead. That's coming out incredible. And that one's not claimed yet, right?
No, it's not.
It is now. I know some people in the chat already claimed it, but we can ignore them.
What up, Roscoe?
What's
up? What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
Very well.
Good.
Do good.
Question is, how are you, sir?
Oh man, I feel like what does Rod say? Brown doo-doo water. Yeah, man. I've been sick the last couple days, so I've been like. Bleh.
Yeah, we all have. I think
Oh,
Burke is
man.
down and out right now too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I got some
Yeah.
kind of like stomach bug or something like I don't know. I don't know if it's something I ate or man, but I just been.
Are you sure you're not just hungover?
I didn't put that in consideration. No. No, I wish it was just hungover. Well, I really only drink tequila, so I don't.
That's the answer.
Oh man, but no, I just I don't know. Maybe I drank the worm. I don't know. No.
So what have you been working on, Roscoe?
Oh man, I wish I could show you guys. I could show you backstage, but I can't show it on here because it's a commission for someone that doesn't want it to be shown.
Oh
He wants it to be a surprise, and I have a feeling that he'll watch this. So but you guys are talking about colors and stuff, man. Oh my gosh, Austin, I know why you don't do color, bro. It's a pain in the ass, bro.
Yeah.
And then you have to, it really freaking. Okay, so the worst thing about it, though, you want to know, is having to use a piece of paper that you could draw on just to keep testing all the freaking different little colors that you have to try. Like,
Yep.
Because the stupid freaking, a lot of these markers just have a number. Like, it's
Oh,
not,
really?
it doesn't say like, oh, rose petal or some bullshit. But, oh, sorry, bull crap.
You're fine.
Snot.
You're not going to get in trouble.
All right. Well, yeah, see? Exactly. I hate that. I hate that so much because it's like I'm wasting a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That paper was the paper you used for that Invincible, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I can see by the colors that you have on there.
Yeah. So I needed to figure out because I have what I guess are pretty good markers. That's another thing. I'm completely ignorant to the marker game. So I go in there and a lot of times I look at YouTube. What are the artists coloring with? What's the name on the marker they're using? So I'll grab that. But I don't know how taking like a yellow, laying that down, and then trying to shade an orange into it. I don't know how the ink and the marker is going to behave. So I have to test all of that out.
And what sucks is doing a cover, like doing blank covers. It
Yeah.
bleeds. It bleed. I mean, you're lucky if it bleeds a little, but it's bleeding. It doesn't matter because you want to blend colors, and when you blend, it's the freaking cardstock is not thick enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on some of this, you could see like the strokes are very, very crude in there. But visually, pulling it back, everything it looks very good.
I do want to take a second to address this question because I'm not quite sure what he's asking. When I title the book, do I write what the book actually is, or do I write the character I drew on the cover? What are you talking about specifically, Sean?
So Sean is going to be submitting his first CGC of his own artwork.
Yeah.
And the way that I think that it's supposed to go is you're supposed to still write the title of the book
Correct.
on the paper.
Yep. Because really, the artwork on the book is completely irrelevant. Nobody cares
Right.
what the artwork is. They just want to know who drew it and who signed it, when you did it, and then what the original book is. Because the grade and the labeling will be based on the book itself. And then you will just be put on the label as the artist and signature credit.
Perfect answer.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, and by the way, you were talking about being ignorant to the marker game.
Yes.
Look, this is what I'm going to say about, and this is all I have to say about that. It doesn't matter whether you use Copic markers, whether you go to Walmart and buy like the big market markers. Markers are markers, and
True.
and I can't stand people that think that just because they have a set of $200 Copic markers that they're going to be the greatest artist in the world, because it's not about the type of marker. It's about knowing how to use the marker and being familiar with it. So I always make this suggestion. When it comes to markers, get what feels comfortable to you. Because like right now, I'm using, they're called Niodean or something like that. They're Amazon markers. They're dual tip alcohol markers that you can get on Amazon for like $30.
Yep.
And they're my favorite markers. And it's because I'm comfortable using those. You don't have to get a super expensive set of markers to be good.
Okay. Now, do you prefer an alcohol-based marker, and why?
I prefer alcohol-based markers because they stay wet longer, and you can get more blending out of your colors with those.
Okay.
Yep.
You don't have to
Exactly.
work. You don't have to work nearly as fast as if you were, like, say, to use Sharpie. Now, Sharpies are great to blend with if you have enough of them, but the problem with Sharpie is they don't make enough colors in between colors. So, like, you could have two different colored purples and want to blend them,
Mhm.
but they don't make enough between those two colored purples that you have the ability to take three and blend them together.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, when it comes to the blacks, I'm Micron all the way. I ink everything with Micron. And then I have these. I picked these up, which I really like these.
Micron,
Yeah.
baby. Love
These are
Micron.
based, and they're I really like those. I got those at Michael's.
What were those again, Austin? My bad, bro. I was loving my Microns too much over here because that's my favorite freaking.
Oh yeah,
My
the
favorite.
Micron pens. Oh, I love
yeah.
them.
Oh yeah, I just got I just got a pack in, or I just got a pack from Walmart. I just got a whole pack.
Just go on.
Artist Law. Okay.
I pay $8 or $9 for a set of 8 Micron pens on Amazon.
What?
So check that out, man.
What sizes? What?
It goes from 0.005 all the way up to brush. And less than $10 for the whole thing. And I order like 4 or 5 of them at a time.
Oh, that's awesome.
I use Tombow to do my inking with. You can get 3 of these for $6.
What's the point on it?
It is hold on, I'll tell you. Oh, here we are. It is a. God, man, my eyes are not working well right now. I think it's where I've been focused on the drawing that I'm doing, so I'm kind of blurred vision.
Is it real thin? Is it a 1, a 3, a 5?
I don't know if you can see the tip of it very well.
You should,
looks like a 5.
Yeah, that looks like a pretty heavy pen. You should check out those microns. I don't know if you can see. You can't even see the tip on that.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I can.
But that's the thinnest one I have, and I use that quite often for just fine detail.
Yep. I love them. They're my favorite. Like ever since I use them, I haven't bought anything other than to like fine line what I do, unless it's like a quick, like I did this for Lamer Frame, the Street Fighter. I used a Sharpie real quick, you know what I mean, like a fat Sharpie just to do this. Chris, by the way, congrats, bro, killed it on there.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I only had a Sharpie, so I just did that, but I missed a couple too by the time I got over here. But
now
Yeah.
I get to do the fun part.
yeah, I have a couple commissions that I'm in the works with right now, Panda. And like I said, I wish I could show you, but
Yeah.
I could show you. I'll show you later for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I love it.
Are you doing covers, or are you just doing art pieces?
No covers right now. Everybody wants. People sent me covers. They're like, "Oh, here you go. I got a cover for you." I'm like, "Okay." Someone just actually, the first person sent me 3, and said I want 3 done, and I was like, "Okay." And then 2 more people trickled in, and I'm like, "Okay, I got to stop right now. Like, I just got to hold up. So I put a hold on it, but yeah. So I'm like, I'm trying to get these done, but."
Now,
with my arthritis and stuff, bro, it takes me so much longer because I want it. It's not a Lamer Frame picture, at all. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's, it's like where I'm just like, these are like I'm using microns. I'm shading. I'm doing doing the whole bit. So, but yeah,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just saying. I was just about to say I'm excited for C3.
These are some of my favorite. These are an artist's best friend, and you can get them at Five Below. Go and get you the set of gel pens, because wait till you see what I do with the hair on it with these gel pens. I'm excited about it.
Awesome.
How well did they do on black covers?
Yeah. See, I've got a black alien cover coming in that I'm going to use gel pens on.
Okay. Yeah, because I've got one. And I've got a bunch. I want to do Predator on the
that'd be
alien
sick.
cover. But I don't have the fine enough pen or marker pen to do a black cover the way I want to do Predator. Right? I could do big solid lines and stuff like that, but that's not how I want it done. So I got to go and figure out what to do. Probably hit up Michael's.
Now, what kind of pen are you looking for to do? Like a white one?
White.
Go to Target and get the 3-pack of Jelly Roll pens. They have
Jelly Roll. I hear are really good.
They have a really it's a small tip white one in that one.
Jelly Roll.
I love those pens, and they're like $4 for a pack of 3.
Now I got a pack of these because they were on sale, but I would never spend the money for these. But I only got them because I found them so cheap. But Posca.
Yes, the Posca pens.
Yes, these are people use these for like surfboards, and like crazy stuff like that. Like I've seen a guy I know that actually does art here. He did a piece for my buddy's what do you call that? Wakeboard? Not wakeboard. What's the one that you stand on?
Boogie board.
Paddle.
Paddleboard, yeah, one of the paddle boards, yeah, and it is dope. But I went to. You ready for this? This is a cool little story. I went to a I live in Florida, so I'm right by the beach, and they do a thing called Surfers for Autism. And what they do is they raise money, and what they do is they get these autistic children that come out there, and they teach them how to surf. And it is the coolest freaking thing I've ever been a part of. And I used to work for a print shop, and we did their T-shirts for them. And so they were like, "Hey, come on down, support." I was like, "Heck yeah, I'll be there, no doubt." And so when I went, by the time I got there, I was going to buy a shirt from them instead of making it at my shop. I was going to buy a shirt from them just so I can give them the money, the funds, and they had ran out of my size because I'm a big guy. And so I went, all right, well, I was looking I had $20 cash. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to donate it. So I said, here you go. Here's $20. And they said, oh, well, if you donate, you get a raffle ticket. And do you want to put do it $5 or $2.10 or like 4 5 5.10, you know what I mean, like, or did you want to do the grand prize for just a $20 one ticket? And I'm like, she goes, honestly, there's only 2 other people for the grand prize, and there's 2 grand prizes. And I was like, oh, well, my odds are amazing. I was like, I'll just do the one ticket, like, why not, right, bro? I won this custom surfboard. And it's a Surfers for Autism piece that this local artist did, and it is fire. I'm going to post it up now that I'm telling the story. I'm going to put it up on my Instagram, but you'll see, bro. It's unreal. It is so cool. It's actually, it's crazy. It's actually hanging at the print shop that I work at. I had it like they manted it up at the top, like put a mantle up and put it up there, and now I have to go get it back. But yeah, I thought that was a cool story though. But yeah, but
that's a cool concept.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying. Posca pens, I got it. It's a white pen, and it came like a 3-pack, but they're a little bit thicker than what you would probably want. I mean, this one here is like a freaking. It's like you see this, like the tip is, it's like a paintbrush type of type hip, but it's kind of small. But let me tell you something, bro. They bleed out. I mean, it's just like, because I have a heavy hand, so I'm like, when I was using it, all of a sudden it was like, I was like, all right, let's work with it. Like I'm like, oh right. So then I like painted that area, so. Certain markers, certain things you have to get accustomed to. It's crazy. Like with art, I mean, but like what Chris was saying, you honestly do not have to buy $100 pack of markers. Not at all. Nope. I bought one for $25 that's worked well, and then I've also bought one for $30 online, and you get like 80 to 100 or something in there. I mean, why not? And it comes with a carrying case. I was like, psh.
Well, let me ask you this, because I've done pieces, from when I was younger, and pretty nice markers at the time. Now, 25, 30 years later, I look at these pieces. The ink is all faded. It just didn't age very well because of the type of markers that I use. So obviously some of these are encapsulated, hopefully that they get treated well over time. But if they're not, is that book just going to look terrible down the road?
No,
I don't think so.
A lot of the times paper has a way of saturating or absorbing the colors that we use. It's not that they're going to fade to the point of non-existence. But over time, they do have a tendency to lose a little bit of their vividness. I wouldn't worry about it to the point where I was afraid that it was gonna, just completely jack up what you've done. See, look, this is a good example of what I was talking about with the color that gel pens could do on the hair.
Oh yeah,
Damn.
I love it.
The fray. Yeah, like the fray. I love it. That's awesome. Let me see that whole piece, though, Chris. Let me see that. Woof.
Dang, look at that.
That is dope. That's unreal.
Oh, we got somebody else waiting on us.
Oh,
Hey.
hey.
What's going on, everybody?
Good
What's
morning.
up?
Good morning.
Took me a while to get home.
Yeah, what were you out doing?
I was picking up a dog and taking care of some other animals. So my wife's a pet trainer, and so usually on the weekends I take over the shift, and sometimes we'll hold animals while people are on vacation, or sometimes we'll go to their house, let the dog out or something. So I kind of had to do some traveling this morning and do all that.
I see. So you're outside
really
today, huh?
Exciting. I'm outside every day until I can reassemble the studio,
Oh, okay.
unfortunately.
Reassemble. What happened? Were you just kind of rearranging stuff?
I had a plumbing issue in our basement. So the studio is actually in my basement.
Oh, okay.
And so I was cutting out sewer pipes. And so as a precautionary, I kind of took everything down and took down all my lights and wires and green screen and everything else. And I haven't had the time to go back through and put it up yet.
My picture is moving. Oh, I have blue, right? Did you make it?
Oh, Panda, I did do this, brother. My buddy wanted me to draw him as a cartoon character.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's a musician, and so he wanted to make a sticker. So
Look at that. That's awesome.
yeah, so I just did that for him.
Does he usually have the 5 o'clock shadow?
Yeah.
That's a nice little touch. I like that.
Yeah, I thought it was, he saw my George Costanza picture that I did for Inktober, and he was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, can you do me kind of like that style?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So. Yeah, he's kind of like more indie music, acoustic guitar,
Yeah.
at the bar, not pretty far from where. No, I'm just kidding. I can rhyme all day. We
Right?
can make things out of clay. We can go by the bay. What do you say? No. No one's a Happy Gilmore fan?
No, I love that.
man. Oh.
You eat shit for breakfast?
Remy, you drawing today, brother?
A little bit, yeah. I'm trying to finish up this Juggernaut that I started 3 weeks ago on Chris's last show. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of spare time like I used to. So I think I might be the main reason why he's even doing it, because I've been bugging him so much that he needs to start the show again. And then, of course, this morning I had to run around, so I didn't have time to join in. But it's the only time that I can, or the only excuse I can make to commit to drawing again. So
I did this too. See that?
Oh, look at that. What is that?
It's a fat luchador with my glasses. He's got a little goatee. He's got a Remy Q goatee.
There you go.
it's all I can grow.
So, yeah, I did
That is
I guess
awesome.
I'm gonna work on that. So, it's he's got the luchador mask on.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah. So once I add the colors and stuff, it will definitely pop. But that was something else I was working on. This little thing
awesome.
behind the scenes, but everyone else is drawing now. Now I'm like, oh man, I gotta draw something here.
No, don't feel obligated. I've been on here the whole entire time without drawing.
I told you, Panda's like our moderator. He's like a color commentator guy.
Oh, Chris, I told you I'd always come on. I
Ah.
knew I wouldn't be drawing, but I knew I'd come on.
Hey, I'm just happy to have people on that are talking and working, and this is so unlike school.
All right, so C3, right?
Yeah, C3.
What does Austin? How many pieces are you submitting, bro?
Oh, I'm just gonna do the one.
Okay. I didn't know if you had something else that was something that was already done that you were gonna submit. Because I mean, like I had like these little pieces here, like that I think I'll be like, hey, a couple bucks, couple bucks, $5, No. But
No,
I didn't know
I-
if you had.
The piece that I'm doing is solely dedicated to this purpose. It's not a piece that I started or a piece that I just had that I'm donating.
Gotcha.
I dedicated this entire idea for C3.
Awesome.
So
Very
I
cool.
want to spend time there. I got the penciling down, I think, as far as I'm going to take it. But I'm going to wait for the stream to go live and do all of the inking live. I'm going to try to get a better camera setup, so it's more focused on me inking the piece. Nobody wants to see me; they just want to see the product. So
That's a lie.
I'm going to start to figure out what I'm going to do there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, great cause.
I was gonna say, I think the camera setup that you have now is perfect.
Oh, this is just my laptop, just kind of balanced at the top of my art desk. But I want to
Yeah.
get, like, I don't know, maybe
Oh, something down like that, so this
Yeah,
way you
see, I
can
got-
focus.
I got my tape. If I move this, my whole thing is just going to slide down the table. But I'd like to get something maybe mounted. I'll see if I can get something on my light with my phone or something, so it's right on top of
Yeah.
the artwork.
I was gonna say you can buy one of those like ring light things that clip onto your desk.
Are you trying to reach a specific goal with the donations?
Any and everything. I mean, I don't have like a set goal yet.
Jeff,
Have you thought about that?
I have, and what I'm thinking about, I don't know, maybe a lofty goal, but what I'm thinking about is
Okay, you're Sonic. Okay, let me go get some.
I'd love to get to maybe 2,500.
that's a
2,500.
really good goal.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be. I mean, knowing this community, I think that you'll hit 2,500 easily. I'd probably shoot for double that.
Yeah, and all during July, I'll be promoting it too. Jeff, it should be July 30th at 10 p.m. Eastern to July 31st, 10 p.m. Eastern. So it'll be a straight 24-hour stream. So
well, there will be like a little gap in there because of YouTube only allowing up to, I think, 11 hours and 59 minutes worth of live streaming. So there will be a little gap, but yeah, it'll be during that time.
there you go. Hopefully you can show up, Jeff.
Huh? Avalanche.
Hey, go inside. You're ruining everything. Go inside with your brother. You're ruining everything. Logan, take him inside. He's ruining everything. We're getting complaints all across the street. Yeah, don't hurt him, but grab him and take him back inside.
Don't hurt them.
Don't hurt him, but grab
Oh,
him.
my God.
Hey, Alistair. He's running.
He's running. Get him.
You guys want candy? Hey, there's candy in there. You want candy? Alistair, you want candy? Going with your brother. Candy. There's a bag of candy in there. Your mom will be home soon. Eat it.
What's up, Kenny? Station,
I'm
brother.
sorry. I thought I muted myself.
No, you're not good.
Parenting.
You're ruining everything.
I am lucky that all of my kids are gone, so I've got a weekend to myself. It's gonna be nice.
Chris, please remove Panda from the stream. I find that offensive. He's throwing it in my face. I drink for a reason.
What's
Yes.
up,
What's up?
Yes.
Solidarity. I'm outside for you, Panda.
There you
Hold
go.
on. Tip for you, I'm going to sharpen my pencil.
There we go. Sharpen it up.
Oh,
I
man.
broke the tip. Damn it. I'm trying to be funny.
Imagine that.
Instead, I'm an idiot. Damn it.
So I asked him the question in the chat. What are you drawing there, Mr. Remy?
I'm working on the Juggernaut that I started on the
Oh, okay,
last
cool.
Professor.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
It's good.
Dude,
Hi,
Chip.
Awesome.
Hey, you changed.
Yeah, I have a.
And in fact, when Austin was talking about the fist, that's where I got held up right there. That's how the hell am I going to pull that thumb off? This one was easy because I just tucked around. And then I got this one now that I'm like, do I just put a giant rock in front of it? Do I have him grabbing a light post? Like, easy? Pain in the ass.
Have him put the thumb out, like, and then have the other one come out like he's doing the Fonz. Like, hey.
Hitching a ride? Hold on now.
Like, wait a
I
minute.
like this.
So how you doing,
Here we
Chip?
go. Here we go, Chip. This will be when we do our
Perdomo?
cigar and
Is that a
yeah.
Perdomo? Yeah, very
I got
good.
a Perdomo.
Nice. Very good. Very good.
I've got a Maduro here,
Wait a minute.
Okay.
and I'll
Do I need it?
smoke this.
Do you normally smoke cigars?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Good. Good. Okay. I was like, thank the Lord, because if you went and bought a Maduro, you're in trouble.
yeah. It's pretty
They're
heavy.
strong. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
heavy.
I was about to say there's a really heavy taste to these,
Yeah.
and so that's why I was like, this burns slow,
Mhm.
and it's a pretty heavy taste. That would be pretty good for the live stream whenever we do it.
Yeah. Well, going on tonight, man.
Oh,
Am
you're
I
going on
supposed to
tonight?
get something? When are we doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do 2 hours before Remy, not Remy, Freaky Louie. So
Okay.
from 7 to 9, and then cut it off, and so people can jump right over to him.
Okay. Cool.
So that's Central, 7 to 9 Central. So
Okay, I'll definitely get my computer outside so this way I can be
Yeah.
outside.
look at he got it,
Alright.
Roscoe. Way
Alright.
to go.
Hashtag blame Chip.
Yes, blame me. Shiny goodness.
Dang. That is awesome with Crush on the back of logo like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. This camera does no justice to this cover, but I'm such a big cartoon fan. Like, I love Scotty Young and stuff like that, but this was just dope. The little details in it too, like on his jacket. He has these patches like Batman with his eyes X'd out. He has Demon with the head like X'd out. The bloody Superman symbol. Oh, it's dope. But one of my favorite things is this thing right here.
You did.
It's a little Superman keychain.
Hold on. I said candy, not the gum. Bring me the gum.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what y'all did. Now we got gum everywhere. Candy, no gum. You got gum too? What?
Where's our gun?
Yeah, I see it. Hey, bring me the
where's my
gum. You have the candy. No gum. Unless we're shaving heads.
That's where she heads.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
having
Danny.
to cut.
This is
I
all your
remember having
fault.
to cut gum out of my daughter's hair.
It's because you put it in your
That
brother's
stuff in
hair.
there. Hey, you know what? You're an idiot for having gum in your hair. This is you. How much did you steal? I know you.
What?
You didn't bring the whole bag, did you? You stashed them. And give me this.
I didn't. We ate like 4.
You ate 4? 4
We
pieces
ate
of gum in 5 seconds.
14.
Get out of here. Go.
No, it's too sour. We have to wash it.
I know it's sour. I have to get the sour so you don't eat it all. Go. eat the other candy that's in there.
This is great.
That's messed up. He gets the
What?
sour gum so the kids don't eat it.
Wash the sour off.
You wash the sour off
Yeah.
and then you chew the gum? That's disgusting. Go.
What?
Get in there. I've never heard of such a thing. Washing the gum off. Yeah, I gotta get it sour. I like eat everything super spicy, and the 4-year-old likes spicy. So, are you hurt? What happened? Oh no. Yeah, that's it. Eat that. Eat all of that. Go on. Go on.
See what you got to look forward to, Roscoe?
No, I don't want one. You eat it.
Roscoe's like,
You have a metabolism.
I'm enough.
Metabolism.
Get
Enjoy.
enough.
I argue with myself all the time about eating candy, so I know it's like,
Huh?
don't you eat
I
that.
put the hot spot on.
Yeah, exactly.
I will eat that candy. No,
No.
you will not.
What is this
Go on.
metabolism you speak of?
Go on.
Yeah.
I see
Right.
you. Go on. Yep. It's rainbow. Eat that rainbow. Go ahead. We don't want to see it. Go on.
We could just make a show out of Remy's interaction with his kids.
Oh, this is awesome.
Yeah. It's like the closest real life F is for family that you're going to get. I'm that guy. I'm Bill Burr.
Bill Burr.
I just don't cuss as
Oh,
much. What
man.
the hell are you doing? It's like me. All right. So what cigar am I buying? It has to be the.
We could do
the same-
Perdomo. We could do a Perdomo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't.
since-
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It can be something that I have or something that I don't have. So what?
Look,
are we
if that's what the
celebrating?
cool kids are doing, then I got it.
Yeah,
Trying to
just
pick a
just
good
send
cigar.
us the actual name brand of the cigar.
All right. I still got to work on a bit for Louis.
For his thing, is it going to be shown tonight or is it going to be shown some other time?
Oh, I don't know. I actually forgot that I haven't talked to anybody about it yet.
Oh, okay.
I know he did say he was doing editing with his Jeopardy thing he's doing tonight, or some skit he's doing tonight. And then he said he was going live.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I have a skit idea too for his show that I got to work on myself.
yeah,
Yeah, this champagne noir smells just like chocolate. Love it. It smells so good.
Fancy.
yeah.
Yeah, my favorite part is definitely the cigar cutter when you've
Yeah.
got it in the very beginning. You just, oh, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure how much of a smoker Remy was. I didn't even know you were that big of a smoker. So yeah, we'll have to,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be here. I got my ashtray is all clean thanks to my wife, so I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I need to get my ashtray cleaned.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I hit
Hey,
the other
she cleaned
ashtray
it.
that's dirty.
thanks for cleaning this.
Yeah, crash break.
You know, the bad thing about this drawing is I spent so much time on the face. Now I'm in the clothing, and I'm like, I don't even want to put the effort that I put into the face and the clothing.
But think of how awesome it's going to turn out when you do.
Yep.
We'll see.
Oh, so I have an homage idea for a cover that I want to do in the future, for a Batman Who Laughs cover, and I'm gonna do the Nightmare Before Christmas homage.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And yeah, so I was thinking about that the other day, and I was like, man, if I didn't have all these commissions that I'm working on, I had these ideas. So
I'm surprised Remy didn't grill you about how you said homage. We've had that discussion before.
homage,
Homage. Homage. Homage.
homage.
Oh no, I don't say it a particular way. I just like hearing the way that different people say it. So usually I'll ask them like, how do you say it? Do you say homage? Do you say homage? Do you say homage?
Yeah, the correct way of saying it is actually a French way of saying it, and it's homage,
Homage.
like omelette du fromage.
Oh,
Yeah, and so that's the thing, is like how
dropping the
French
French
are.
knowledge.
To us,
Yeah, I'm
Panda.
telling you.
Oh, that was a Dexter's Laboratory
Oh,
episode where he had this.
it always
like,
goes back to
machine-
the cartoons.
Yeah, and he had this machine with a record on top that would help him learn French. So whatever the record would say is what he would learn in French or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Well, the record ended up skipping, and the only thing that he could say was omelets with cheese. So omelette du fromage was the only thing he could say. And then he got really famous for it or whatever. He went on all these talk shows, and he would only say one thing. He would say omelette du fromage, and people would go wild and stuff like that. So I just remember that episode of Dexter's Laboratory.
Funny.
That's like the only French that I know, and I took 4 years of French. So
Parlez-vous
for such
français?
yeah, I don't know what that is.
Je
Do you speak
m'appelle-
French?
Russell?
I failed Spanish 1 to 5 times.
Me too. Same here.
In fact, hold on. In fact, if you all want a preview on something for Remy Q Studios that's coming up. So in a short box, I found this. The Age dot matrix printer. Okay. And look, it's got holes in it. It's all tattered. It is a list of 70 things for which I would like to accomplish before the world blows up. Luckily, I dated something in here for 98. Well, it is past Spanish 1. That's why I put that in there. So that's that. That I'll have to announce. And just to give you an idea of where my head was at, number 69 is.
I like how he cuts out right at that moment.
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
What is 69?
69 was.
Oh, participate in this position.
Participate in this position.
Not feel like I was alone.
Ask Panda about
Yeah.
that.
Oh, no. Poor Panda.
I'll have to
I
read
know.
that out.
Panda popping it.
I don't know what this poor panda stuff is all about. I feel that he gets everything that he deserves.
Not that night. I don't think I deserved that.
You put yourself in that position.
I
You
did.
did,
I
actually.
did.
You
Actually,
did.
he did.
I could have stopped when she put that first leg over the shoulders.
Yes.
I could have stopped,
You chose not to.
but my
You were
my
thinking with the
need
wrong
for-
head.
Yeah, my need for mystery was too engulfed in that point, so I had to figure out.
Curiosity got you.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was definitely a journey into mystery.
That is a mystery I don't want to go on anymore.
That's one of those needs to be an unsolved mystery.
Yeah, exactly. What was that guy's
Hey.
name? Robert Stash or
Yeah, Robert,
Another one's over with you.
stuff like that.
Robert Stacks?
Robert Stack. Yeah, Robert Stack.
Yeah.
Robert Stack. Yeah.
Yeah, I need him narrating my life.
Yeah.
Is he still with us?
I don't know.
Who?
Robert Stacks,
Oh.
the host of Unsolved Mysteries, because he was old
man.
as shit back then.
I want to say no.
I want to say no too. I mean, he was old as shit back then. So
He was born in 1919.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, he died in when did he die? He died.
It's an unsolved mystery.
It is. It really is.
He got taken by aliens. He's buried somewhere
Um,
next to Nessie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he died in May of 2003 of heart
Oh
failure.
wow. Okay. So
Yeah.
quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they recently tried to reboot Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix, and it didn't last very long.
No,
No, it didn't.
my wife was watching it, and I tried to get into it, but
It's not
it
the
just wasn't-
same.
Right.
No,
it's
it
not-
wasn't.
Yeah. Just doesn't have the same feel to it.
No.
I don't know, fellas. It's going to take a while for me to get used to markers. I don't feel it.
So is that piece going to be markers? Oh, I can see
Oh,
it.
okay. Yeah.
No,
The DOT is not going to be markers.
no, I don't think so. Obviously, I'm going to ink it all in Micron. But what I might do,
Did
Like-
Remy just freeze?
I can't find it right now.
I think you did.
Am I frozen?
Yeah, you're frozen.
Yeah, you're frozen.
I'll probably.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's a good pose. You look like you're very
Am I still frozen?
concentrated. Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Can you hear me though?
We
Yeah,
can
Yeah,
hear
we can
you.
hear you.
Can
No,
you hear
I'm
me
just
now?
I'm not moving. Well, that's weird.
Yeah, you
and
are not
I
moving.
feel like a joke. Like everybody can actually see me, but
No. We're serious.
you can still hear me.
Yes. we
Yeah.
can.
Mhm.
It's weird.
So if I stand up and pull my wiener out, like nobody's gonna see anything.
Go for it. Have fun. We won't see it. We won't see it even if we could see it. We won't
He
see it.
cuts back as soon as he does it.
Oh,
Banned.
that's funny.
Love you, Remy.
You just got chipped.
Getting chipped. Hey, now we can see you.
There we go. You're
Oh,
moving.
you bet.
You're back to move. Well, yeah, you're back.
Oh, man.
Kinda.
Yeah. Put your wiener away.
Yeah.
I actually
man, that
did
was
stand
close.
up like as a joke, and then
Oh, did you really?
Oh man,
no, I mean it was. I wasn't. Yeah.
you froze again.
Now you're froze
You're
again.
frozen again.
You're
Yeah.
froze again.
I think in the same position almost too.
It's just reversed, mirrored image.
Yeah, exactly.
How you
One
doing
day he's
this?
looking left, the other time now he's looking right.
Maybe you need to have your wiener out. I don't know.
Please don't.
That's the only way your stream could work is if you have your wiener out.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Wiener stream.
Baby shark, do 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 do.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that was
Mhm.
great, man. That was great. That was so funny.
So what does everybody else have going on for the rest of the day after this?
Art.
Art. You're gonna
Um,
do more art.
Yeah. Well, no, my daughter's coming home from the
Oh,
beach
okay.
today, so
I have a show at 2.
Oh,
I'm
what are
gonna
you
be
doing?
on- I'm going to be on Gray Man's channel, Cover Slingers.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay, cool.
You're selling?
No,
Is it
it's a show that he does. Like, it's like you pick a topic each week, and then you have to show 5 comic books, and I'm on there with Man Cave Comics. Do you know Doc? I don't know if you know him. I mean, he just has unbelievable books. It's unreal. Gray Man. Matilda is the one who judges it, and then some other people come on here and there. But I'm filling in for Captain. You know Captain, right?
Yeah.
Captain Comics. Yeah, everyone knows Captain. Yeah, I'm filling in for
today's
him
his
because
birthday.
I think he's like doing the whole Sturgis thing, the motorcycle rally or whatever. I think that's what he does over there. But yeah, he's like away at work for like over a month or something. So he usually does the show. So he asked me to fill in for him. I said, yeah, sure, man. Us beards got to hang together, man.
Definitely.
So mine's just a little less gray than his. So
Yeah. I actually sat and watched his show yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Him and Matilda on there, they were doing a H.P. Lovecraft,
Oh yeah,
talk about that, where they talked about that. Yeah, you think you popped in, actually. Yeah, you popped
yeah,
in.
yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was pretty good. I've never really watched any of his stuff before. Very informative. A lot of good information.
Yeah, and I love his
Yeah,
accent.
Grayman's awesome.
Like,
Oh yeah. Yeah, he definitely
yo,
has a
if
cool
you ever
accent.
if you ever get a chance to, he did a short video called Wet Bloke, where it's like a play on Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
Just check it out. It's ridiculous. It's
I'll have to check it out. I'll have to look for it.
it's so ridiculous. I'm telling
Yeah.
you. But yeah, if you guys if you're not doing anything, if you just wanting to stop by, like I said, we show covers. It's kind of like The Hunt. You show covers off, and everyone goes against the judge. Matilda's the judge. She judges the cover, what she likes about it, and then it goes to the people in the chat, and then the people chat vote for what cover they like the most. So
Cool.
So yeah, this one was not fun. I did not like this topic. The topic was underground.
Ooh.
So I'm like, oh man, I could use some turtle books. Well, a lot of my turtle books are not underground.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have like a handful that are like in the sewer, but it's like I don't want to use all of them, you know. So I had to go picking and stuff. So I hit him up, and he's like, well, you can also do, I think, caves and stuff. So I'm like, all right, I can do, you know, I found this bad boy that I'm gonna use. Let's see. Like this one here.
Oh, there you go. That's cool.
Yeah. So
Nice.
I wish it was the
Wasn't that
original.
the first meeting of the thing in the
Hulk?
Hulk.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish it was the original, but hey, I mean, this is still, you know, so
Yep.
old school. So it's like, I figure I'll show something like that, you know. But I have like a Spider-Man on a grave, and I'm like, oh well,
I'm
Eddie
back, guys.
Brock is underground.
Yeah, is that the Craven the Hunter one?
It's
Is that the Web of Spider-Man?
it's a sensational Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
It's I think it's the Crane cover.
Okay.
This one here. And I was like,
yeah,
oh, well,
that's a
well-
dope cover.
I was like, well, Eddie Brock is technically underground. You know, that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? So
I thought you were talking about the Web of Spider-Man, where Spider-Man's in the black suit and he's coming out of the grave.
I wish I had that one. I don't know.
I know. I wish I had that one too. I think that's part of Craven's Last Hunt.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, that's always been one on my radar. If I'm ever bin diving, I want to get a good deal on something. You know, so
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually going to be putting up a video I finished editing here this weekend that I did for Dollar Bin Diving. I did a Freaky Louie Dollar Bin Dive.
Did a Freaky Louie.
You know, that's what it should be called when you go Dollar Bin Diving. Man, I just did a Freaky Louie.
Oh yeah. All right, fellas. Well, I'm gonna have to head out. I'm helping out my LCS. They're moving, so I'm gonna help them move from the shop that they're in to the new location. So.
Is that the one with is it all the crazy stuff you got there?
Oh
The
yeah.
guy that's got all the amazing. Yeah, I probably would be helping too. No.
Yeah, he's got like 3 AF-15s. He's got like 3 Incredible Hulk ones. He's got several Tales of Suspense. Like, it's crazy.
How many 361s does he have?
On display right now, he's got 3.
How much is he asking for them?
Just depends. One of them is a newsstand. The others are direct. I just got some the other day from my presser, and this is actually Jade's. Jade got a clean copy of 361, and it's a newsstand. And I think
Nice.
this was the best looking one that he had. Now, is it a 9.8? It's not a 9.8, I don't think. It definitely had a contender for it, but after the pressing, it looks like the staples are clean. It's just it's such an old book in the sense of the paper quality that they use for it wasn't the greatest, and you can see that there's not a spine tick but kind of a crease around one of the staples. So I don't know if they're going to count that against this book or not. So we'll see.
Well, I finished. I
clean
just
looking
finished mine
copy.
up.
Oh, you did? Okay, awesome.
Show us what you've got.
Let's see. Hold on. I'm looking for. Yeah, there we go.
Whoa.
Wow.
I'll get a close up of the hair so you can kind of see. Well, you can't really see it with the glare from the sun, but
Wow. Nice. That's awesome, brother.
Benito.
Super cool.
Did Chip
That is-
disappear on us?
Yeah, I think so.
He said that he had to. He said he'd be right back.
Okay.
He said BRB.
Yeah, I got to leave this alone. I'm going to want to start to inking it.
Well, I think this might be a good time. Is Jeremy frozen or is he drawing?
He's frozen.
It looks like he's like head
Am I
down
still
on the
frozen?
table.
It looks
Yeah,
like you're
you-
asleep.
I'm still
You keep
frozen.
freezing. Yeah, you keep freezing at different points. So
Well,
right
this-
now it looks like you've got your head down to your paper trying to do something.
This may
All
be
right,
a
well,
good
I'm
ending
showing my
point
guy
here.
either way, and I finished the fist, so
I
There
can't
you
see
go.
your fisting.
in case
The
I
top
ever
of your head looks
unfreeze.
amazing.
Yeah, I like your headphones.
There you go.
That's cool.
Yeah, Remy, it looks great, brother. I love it. No.
Damn it! I actually thought it unfroze. Whatever. All right, end it, Chris.
This may be a good point to go ahead and end it, since Austin's at the point where he's afraid he's going to start working more, and Panda's got to roll, and Jeremy's frozen, and Chip's walked away. So we've been live.
Oh, there it is.
We've been live for 2.5 hours. Let me make you biggie sized. Let me see
Oh.
here. You were there.
Oh, you actually
Come on.
can see me?
Oh,
Oh, it froze right at the crotch.
Are you serious?
Yeah, being dead serious. It looks like he's giving a
That's-
giant thumbs
that's the
up to
fist
his
that I-
crotch.
All right. The hell with it.
Let's see if we can get him back again. Where's he at? Yeah, it's still frozen. Oh, mine it is.
Yeah, my end, he's still frozen too.
same here.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and end it. And thank you everybody for coming on. Thank you, Panda. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Chip. Thank you, Remy. Thank you, Roscoe. Thank you for everybody that's in the chat that stuck around. This has been a 2.5 hour stream. I can't believe I've been on here that long. But anyways, don't forget the Comet Curing Cancer, July 30th, 31st, 10 p.m., 10 p.m. Guys, what in the chat, what do you have going on? Panda, what you got going on?
So tomorrow I am doing my Sunday mail call and hangout that is finally coming back after 2
Yay.
weeks of a hiatus. I should have a video coming out next week of an AOK that I had gotten from Ryan New Guy, who now goes by Cosmic Campfire. I also have just a lot of stuff, like from the 616 comics and other places that I had gotten stuff. So I held my mail for 2 weeks, and now I feel like a kid at Christmas. All these packages that are here waiting for me to open on Sunday, so I'm excited.
Okay. Austin, I know you don't do YouTube videos, but
Yeah,
got
you
any-
know me. I'm always just hanging out in the chat and stalking everybody. That's what I do.
Remy, what you got coming up, bud?
What's up, Manny? Station brother.
Hopefully I'll unfreeze
Well, you can tell
That's
us.
it.
and pull
I
off the
just hope
biggest-
that I hope I don't deal with this crap the rest of my life.
You
I'd
want
like
to tell
to
us?
tell you that it gets better, but I can't promise that.
No, we'll work
You
it out.
You could pull off the biggest magic trick and speak and not make your mouth move.
Oh, yeah. So I've been working on this ventriloquist act. So let's talk about it on Wednesdays. It's going to be on Cardboard Crazies, and I think we're going to have multiple people coming. Are you choking?
You're not
Okay,
frozen
we'll go back
again.
inside then.
You're unfrozen.
You did it, Remy.
Sweet. Now what to do? Yeah. So let's talk about it Wednesday on Cardboard Crazies channel,
We've got Mr. Panda.
and I might
and
be smoking a
actual
cigar
Dracula.
tonight.
You do remember that, Panda, right?
Yeah, the 16th, right?
And that's my look. I finally got my fist.
And we can't see it.
I froze again. I
Yep.
hate you all.
Yep.
All right, Roscoe,
Hate you
what
all,
got
except for
going
you,
on?
Austin. I still love you, Austin.
All right, I'll take it.
What did we do other than tell you the truth?
I got a show going on at 2:00 over at Gray Man's channel. If you want to go hang out over there for it's like a little over an hour, probably an hour and a half, depending on how many people show up. And then I'll be posting a video this weekend for some dollar bin wins that I've done. And Monday, you will catch me with my other fellow doodle dude up there on Between the Lines at 8:00 Eastern Standard Time.
On his channel.
And it's going to be on my channel, Geek Out with
Nice.
Roscoe. So check it out. It was fun. Last time, that show was great, brother. I had so much fun.
It was fun. And we have
Chris is like,
on-
nah,
no,
I've
it
had
was.
better. No.
And we have on Between the Lines this week.
I
we've
caught it,
actually got
Roscoe.
we have actual Dracula.
Yes.
Oh, that should be interesting.
Yes. Yep. That's going to be fun.
We
Yeah,
have a real-
Adrian's a good dude. Adrian's a good dude.
Yeah. And our topic this week, he's already told us he loves it, so he's excited about it. I don't know if Chip's back to speak or not, so I don't hear him. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I know this has been a long stream. Thank you all of my panel that's jumped on and drawn. Thank you, Remy, who's still frozen. Hope you guys have a great rest of the weekend. I'll probably be seeing you on and off in different live streams. But be a blessing to somebody today. Most importantly, I hope you're blessed. See you next time.